Alright, this is the battle against Kybrid from GameFAQ's. And I laid out with my Starmie like I usually do, and he was out with Ninjask, and I go into my Snorlax, my new Snorlax, filling that role that Gyarados had. And the reason I have Snorlax in is because it can attack well, it can block special attacks, and it can use Whirlwind. And it's sort of a little unorthodox to have Whirlwind on a Snorlax, but this is one of the offensive ones, so I decide, well, I don't need Fire Punch, so I can go with Whirlwinds. So they have an Infinite, but I know I can't stay on that, so I go into Starmie, and I thought I'll just scare it off, whatever, but I'm actually able to KO, or get it down to 1 HP with the Surf, and he uses Heat Wave here, and I thought, I can live this. It's not that it resists, but it managed to actually KO me, which was really surprising. So I decided Raikou faster, bring it in, KO it, goes to the Vacuum Wave, doesn't do too much damage, so I can shrug that off, I don't really mind. This battle was actually pretty darn long, but it wasn't too intense, but it was pretty darn long. So they bring in Ninjask, I go into Snorlax again, they protect again, I go for the Crunch this time, expecting a switch. And they Baton Pass into Zapdos. And I Whirlwinds, and Dusknoir comes in. I know these things are Will-O-Wisp, but I decide I'm going to go into Heracross. I really should put Pursuit on this Heracross, because I'd be able to catch things on the switch a lot, but Night Slash is still decent damage. So they go into Zapdos, and I'm scared of the Heat Wave, I don't want to be Heat Waved. I thought this might be a defensive one, so I'm going to go back into Snorlax again. And they go for the Agility, so this, I think it was a Baton Passing Zapdos. I decide, Body Slam or Whirlwind. I decide, well, I'll go for the Whirlwind. Try and scout his team a little bit more. Ninja comes back in. So at the moment this is very back and forth at the moment, nothing much is really happening. They protect from the Body Slam again, and they Baton Pass into Zapdos. And I decide, well, I'll Body Slam it this time because I know it can't really touch me. It's not going to be a defensive one, it's probably going to have one attack if that. So I decide, well, I'll just go for the Body Slam on it again, and just hope and see what happens. And they go for the Baton Pass, and I wasn't sure what they'd pass into here. They go into Machamp, and here I get really lucky because not only do I crit, but I also get a Parahax, which is really important because I would have had Machamp covered, but it would have been a bit of a pain. I go into Wheezing, deciding, well, I can wall whatever he's got, Thunderbolt it, KO'd. At this point, we have the advantage. It sort of seemed like his team would be a little bit gimmicky almost, with all the Baton Passes. And then Balloon comes out, and I thought, well, it'll Spore straight up. So I go into Bronzong, but it actually decides to sub first up. So I probably should have stayed in. But I go into Bronzong, who takes a Focus Blast, does over half damage, so that's not good. But I knew, well, Bronzong's probably the weakest member on my team. It's just more of a wall, doesn't really serve any attacking purpose, so I can let it sleep and go back into Wheezing, which will be able to wall Balloon all day long. I wasn't sure if this was a Leech Seeding Balloon or not. I didn't see Leech Seed on it, but I thought, well, even if he does Leech Seed, I can still KO it before it really makes a huge difference. Flamethrower breaks us up, obviously, and I thought he'll probably switch back into Zapdos after this turn. Focus Punch does nothing, so he was obviously going to switch, and I wasn't sure what he'd switch into. But they go back into Zapdos, and I knew I wouldn't really be able to touch this with Flamethrower very much. Just decided to stay in. and hopefully it doesn't have a T-Bolt to completely destroy me with, and I can just get the quick KO. Goes to the T-Wave. Don't really mind. Weezing's slow anyway. Flamethrower. I couldn't believe how little damage I was doing. I'm pretty sure this Weezing has 80 special attack EVs to actually do damage on things, but it's weak ass. They go for the agility. I don't know why they went for the agility here. I think maybe they were hoping they could live one more, but Weezing KOs, and at this point we're in control. It's 5-3. I think we've pretty much got this. They go for the Pain Split, which really does nothing. It really doesn't accomplish much. And they go for the Ice Punch, which does nothing damage, and I go for the Wisp. I think Snorlax is pretty good. Like, I'm not sure. Still, I haven't battled in a while. I've been testing a lot on Pokemon Online and stuff like that. So I've been testing all these movesets and squads, and I think just replacing Gyarados with Snorlax is a good move. Snorlax can wall a lot of special things. You can wall Jolteon, which is something that I've had a problem with in the past, and it can attack 350 attacks, so that dents a lot of things that don't resist it. Whirlwind is great for phasing, and at this point I go stuff this. I couldn't be bothered waiting. I'm just gonna go into Raikou and hope that I can get a quick KO here. And I go for the Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball easily KOs. So it's 5-2 maybe at this point. They have Ninjask and Bloom, and I have Raikou. And I decide just try and Whirlwind it, see what happens. Try and get it out. I was really hoping it wouldn't pass into Bloom there, but it did. And I got Parahaxed, and Seed Bomb did really nice damage. Almost KO'd, so really good damage. And I decided Body Slam should almost KO here, because it's 350 attack, offensive, adamant, everything. Didn't do as much as I thought it would, but it didn't really matter at this point. Body Slam breaks us up, and really Snorlax goes down, but that's pretty much it for the game. Tell me what you think, guys. Tell me what you think of Snorlax. If you think there should be any patches need to be fixed up in the team. Obviously we have Heracross, who wasn't used in this battle. So rate, comment, subscribe, guys. Thanks for watching. Good game, Kybrid, and see you guys later.